Good Sunday afternoon, everyone. This is Sunday, September 28th, 2025, and it's a real calm day here in Gainesville, Florida. The sky is mostly sunny with a few passing clouds, and we have us a tropical storm developing over the Bahamas. It's called Tropical Storm Imelda. Really not an impressive storm at all. We have a much more impressive hurricane out there about 450 to 600 miles east southeast of Imelda called Hurricane Humberto. And that one is a much bigger hurricane. And I'm going to right now take you right over to the satellite shot over the Gulf, Western Caribbean, and the Southwest Atlantic. And look at this. Let's get some annotation up here, shall we? And let me just show you real quick about what in the world is going on here. Should be some colors here, isn't there? Oh yeah, I need some here. Here we go. So here's Imelda right here, where the kind of pinkish color, the hot pink. And here is a much more impressive hurricane, Umberto. Umberto has been moving west northwest at about 15 to 18 miles an hour and is now starting to turn northwest and then north northwest. At the same time, we have Imelda, which is moving north at 7 miles per hour. The center of circulation is about right in here. It's moving north very slowly at 7 miles an hour. So you can see it's about 120 miles. The center is 120 miles east of West Palm. It'll be 120 miles east of West Palm Beach tomorrow morning, about 9, 10 o'clock. So that's when the West Palm Beach, Gold Coast area probably experienced the most disruptive weather from Imelda, which is not much at all. Probably winds out of the breezy north winds coming in, passing light showers. Other than that, a wind gust may be topping 38 miles an hour. That's probably about it. Most of the winds will be between 15 and 25 miles per hour in the gust at that. Once you go about 10, 20 miles inland, probably won't be much in the way of any wind at all, just some slight breezes. And up here in places like Orlando and Ocala and Gainesville, hardly any wind at all from Imelda, except some breezes out of the northeast and north because of the pressure gradient. You got high pressure over Missouri and the Midwest with the lower pressure of Imelda creates a little bit of a more of a northerly breeze. Now look over here in the west central Gulf of Mexico, America. Right here, we have another little spinning area of weak low pressure. The computer models, the GFS shows that something tries to develop, but it just slides its way slowly off to the southwest, and just kind of buries itself down here into the Bay of Campeche. It doesn't really do a whole lot. It just kind of there's basically going to be converging winds. You're going to have winds coming in out off the Caribbean out of the east, slight breezes, and you're going to have a slight northwest wind basically off of mainland Mexico and South Texas. So with that flow, you're going to have kind of a slow gyre start to set up down here called the Central American Gyre. Now, the computer models are not showing any major development down in this region over the next week, but I would say probably around the 10th or 11th or 12th of October, something could get itself going. And I'm thinking it's more likely going to be the Bay of Campeche right here. Excuse all the scribble scrabble. Let me erase some of that right now. It looks a little messy. Uh, I'll keep Imelda and Humberto on the map here. Let me just use a different color here, and let's see if we can make this stand out a little more. Let's use light green. So this low pressure area, there's basically going to be a phenomenon called the Central American Gyre. And you know what? I want to make this actually a little bit bigger. I can't. Anyway, basically a general area of low pressure. It's going to set up here over the Yucatan Peninsula, the southwestern, northwestern Caribbean, and then the southwestern Gulf. That's called the Central American Gyre, is going to be setting up there, and there's going to be a lot of convection, thunderstorms, but as far as I can tell, no major development. We might get a depression down here in the Bay of Campeche, but I think if it does develop, it'll tend to move inland over Mexico or move south right into Central America. And let's go on to another satellite loop. And this is Hurricane Imelda. No, excuse me, this is Hurricane Umberto. What Imelda wishes she could do. As you can see, here's the eye. It's clearly showing where it is now versus where it is now. It's still moving northwest, but it's wobbling a little bit. And it looks like it's starting to undergo what they call an eye wall replacement cycle. The winds have been at 150 miles an hour for the last advisory, but I'm thinking we're going to see weakening on the next advisory down to 140 miles an hour. I could be wrong. It could actually bounce back after. I mean, I think it'll weaken on the next advisory down to like 140, and then it might jump back up to 155 or 160 tonight or tomorrow morning, and then it'll start weakening steadily after that. Okay. All right, let's put this into motion here. This is the GFS model now. Keep an eye on the storms down here. Watch. There it is. There's Imelda, Humberto. Look at that. Fujiwara effect takes place. Imelda gets pulled east northeast. Now watch the Gulf. There's a lot of convection and thunderstorms across the northern Gulf. And as you can see, let's just try this again. There's Imelda, there's Humberto. Humberto is clearly the stronger one, but it starts weakening. Imelda starts to pick up speed about 350 miles east of the of Savannah, Georgia, moving to the east northeast. And as you can see, there's something tries to form over the Gulf, but nothing really materializes. And that's only with the GFS. Let's look one last time at the ECMWF, which is the European model for the same time period. And the European model is less impressed with Imelda even so than the GFS. Look at this. This Euro keeps Imelda very weak, probably barely a tropical storm, whereas um, Umberto is just steadily powering away, pulling Imelda out to sea and just leaving behind mostly sunny skies across the southeast. There's a few showers and thunderstorms across the north central Gulf of Mexico, and then across South Florida is going to be along east central Florida as if we get an easterly fetch of wind coming in next week. There's going to be some showers and cloudy weather moving into most of east central Florida and southern Florida, even after Imelda passes, because we're going to have a strong area of high pressure over the northeast, funneling down northeasterly and easterly winds down across Florida next week, and it's going to cause some converging winds across the Gulf, and that's what's going to create the clouds and thunderstorms south of the Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida Panhandle coastline. Anyway, that's all I have for the weather right now. Imelda's not a threat to Florida hardly at all. Basically, just boaters off the Atlantic coast, and that's about it. All right. I hope you all have a good rest of the day and be safe. Good night. Goodbye.